Hey guys, how's it going? Thought I would do a little video for you today on an interesting topic, dogs and birds. This is Peach here hanging out with me, and I brought, come here, Charlie, who is our 9 or 10-year-old Yorkie. Charlie is my husband's dog. We have 3 dogs now, a Pomeranian, a Dachshund, and Charlie, our Yorkie. And when we got Peach, about 2 years ago, Peach took an interest in Charlie. She'd walk over because he'd be laying in my husband's lap. We were very wary because we know that dogs have an instinct as predators to potentially harm birds. And because birds are very small and their bones are very fragile, we were concerned that one bite and game over. So we were always very aware of their ability to hurt our birds. And Charlie is very timid. He's not the type of dog to just chase after our birds if they were to like fly through the living room or something. Unlike our Dachshund, Parker would definitely do something like that. Peach has always been very friendly to Charlie, and I thought they would be a good example to use in today's video on whether or not it is safe for your bird and dog to hang out with each other and how to go about introducing them to one another to potentially be friends. I got a couple of messages on Instagram from some of our followers who were really interested in being able to introduce their bird and their dog to one another, and whether or not I recommended it, if I had any advice about how to do that. I do have some advice. Typically, I would say it's unsafe because if you turn your back for just a moment, it could probably be catastrophe for you and your bird, unfortunately. You've probably seen my Instagram videos of Sam flying down onto the floor and walking around with all 4 of my dogs back before we lost Georgie. And I allowed him to do it. I followed him around the floor. My dogs have gone after Mango after we first got Mango, and I very clearly made it a universally understood thing that my birds were off limits to the dogs. I carry a very firm hand when it comes to training. I think it's important. Obviously, every dog's going to be a little different, but the way that I've handled my 4 dogs is they're a little herd, they're a little pack. And if I don't make it very clear that I'm alpha, they will run all over you. Like rule number 1, never leave your pets alone together. I don't think that it's safe. You just never know. Animals have instincts and you don't know what they're going to do when they're going to do it. My dogs are potty trained, and randomly they'll just go to the bathroom in the house, and it could have been because of some way that they didn't get their way throughout the day or something, or they just couldn't hold it any longer and I lost track of time to let them out. It's very infrequent, but they do it. So that is my whole point. You don't know what they're going to do and when they're going to do it, even though you think you have them fully trained. So I would never fully trust your animals that they're going to respect each other and the dog won't hurt the bird. I think allowing them around each other in very, very, very supervised circumstances, and I'm talking about you're literally right there and have your hands on the situation at all times. You're still at risk. You're always at risk if you're allowing your birds to be around your dogs. I'll just warn you that. You're going to see a lot of really cute videos and pictures of different people on Instagram with their dogs and birds safely around each other without the person being right there. They're behind the camera. They're a couple of feet away. And in some of those circumstances, the dog, for some reason, doesn't want to eat the bird. And I just would never fully trust that myself. I always watch my birds and my dogs together. Sometimes Peach will come over here and crawl on Charlie, clean his ears, and he's very calm and he lies quietly. He's such a good little dog. For some reason, I find it really interesting because, for example, when my daughter comes over, he doesn't hesitate to kind of snap at her fingers because he doesn't know what she's going to do, but he's comfortable with Peach. Ming. Of course, I brought them all out here so that they could be together and show you, you know, what little friends they can be, and they have no interest in being around each other right now. I've got Charlie right here, and the son's over here. So I actually got in touch with Lambo and Mango, who are another account on Instagram. They're so cute and fun to watch, but obviously it's done under the careful eye of their owner. So she was so willing to share these really adorable pictures of her poodle Lambo and her Lambo and Mango. They actually live near the beach on the other side of the world from us, so it's been really interesting being able to speak with them. She told us we started to do short introductions between Lambo and Mango, allowing them to see each other and know that the other one exists at home when we first brought Mango home. We also made sure that when one was getting attention, the other one was as well, so that Lambo wouldn't feel less important, you know. So they spent a lot of time introducing and letting each animal know that they were still special to the owner so that there wouldn't be jealousy issues. We don't know anything about that, do we? In some way, they also naturally liked each other and felt comfortable around each other. They interact with each other multiple times a day. Another thing we always do is supervise their interactions, even though we trust them with each other. We always have an eye on them. Lambo and Mango's owner shared that she has a blog on her website that is under construction, or I would share it with you. She did share a page that has a short list that I'll share with you here, basically giving her advice as how to introduce your animals to one another so that you can supervise their behaviors and shape their interactions to be a positive relationship. Now, for some reason, Mango has never taken an interest in any of my dogs and will show like aggressive behavior. His feathers will come up on the back of his head and he'll open his beak in an aggressive manner and wave it towards our dogs. And that's just the way that he's always been. Because Peach showed interest in Charlie, we thought that maybe we could get her to ride our English Bulldog around, who is really playful and probably would have tolerated something like that, because she never showed any interest towards the birds at all. She was just like, whatever, they're just another thing in the house, not a big deal. But Peach would never sit still long enough to do anything like that, so we kind of abandoned the idea. So first of all, I would begin by introducing your pets to one another by having them in the same general area of your house, whether it's your living room or your kitchen. Make it a neutral space, so don't take the dog into the room where the cage is, and don't take the bird into the area where the dog primarily sleeps or eats. I would make it a neutral space. That way, no one is being territorial or aggressive. Number two, make sure that each interaction is positive and brief. I only say brief just so that it doesn't turn negative. You want to end everything positive. If it's helpful for you to do like a clicker training, everyone gets a treat because of the quiet, calm behavior. That's a great way to mark the moment as being a positive interaction. And then three, never leave them alone together. I think it would be best for all parties involved, both bird and dog, regardless of the level of trust that you have in your pets. Their time is always monitored together, and you never leave the room while they're loose without supervision. I hope you follow the helpful tips that I gave throughout the video, and definitely do your research before just taking your bird and throwing them in your dog's face and saying, look, be friends, don't be aggressive, because I don't think that's going to happen, and I think you're going to have an injured animal on your hands. Definitely use caution when introducing your pets to one another. Always observe their behaviors and watch for signs of aggression, and I would discontinue the session at that time. Thanks for watching as always. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you don't already. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. You liked the video, you didn't like the video, or you want to see more of these guys together. I am taking all requests. This video idea actually came up just yesterday. One of my followers on Instagram said, hey, I'd be really curious to know if your animals get along, because Sam was flying down on the floor and crawling all over the dog area. And I said, sure, why not? We'll make a video about it. Because I didn't have any other ideas for this week. So thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.